Hello, beautiful people. Here we are. How are you doing? I had to get a coffee. I had to get a coffee because what do you mean? You know, I had to get a coffee because what do you mean? What do you mean? But what do you mean? Mic check, mic check. How you doing? Good to see y'all. Hit the like button. Share this live. Drake has been sued again. Well, first of all, I'm irritated that I didn't get a docket alert because I do have a general alert set. It'll probably come during or after this live, but I don't I don't know what to say. Back again. Yeah, back again. Drake is being sued again. Yes, we're going to read it. I'm trying to fix a thing that doesn't appear to be working. Yeah, no. Okay. I'll let that go. So thank you for gathering. We've had quite a few evening lives this week, and we are almost at the very end of the week. But apparently the week could not end without another lawsuit against Drake. This time for copyright infringement. This is like, hello, fruit fly. This is like, I don't know, like the third lawsuit in 3 weeks or something. I can't keep track at this point in time. I really am going to need to set up a board with the strings and all of that. Yeah. I see we're getting we're drawing quite a crowd already for anybody who's like, I know you Evan Lyon, Absa. No, I'm not. This is another federal lawsuit filed against Drake. And this one is for copyright infringement. Shout out to the looters for keeping me in the know. I'm a little bit irritated. Backstory, aside from the fact that I didn't get a docket alert from Pacer as of yet. I have several carefully curated news RSS feeds. I'm old school because I'm old. And one of them is specifically for Drake, and I've made sure that it is set up for Aubrey Drake Graham. And I was telling the Discord yesterday, I think, that I'd noticed over the past couple weeks when I would go to the Drake RSS feed that it was either empty or it was starting to populate with things that were completely unrelated to Drake. First, it was Drake University, which is an actual, university. And then it turned into a bunch of, Drake, this football player, Drake, that football player, anything but Drake. Um, and the things that were coming up for Drake were very, B-star kind of news. And my RSS, is curated to keep out the gossip blogs and all of that stuff. And just make sure that when he hits like a main news feed for reputable news, that it comes across. So thank you, beautiful. I appreciate it. I'm kind of out of breath because I've been going up and down the stairs. I realized I needed some coffee because, child, it gets dark here at 4:25. Okay. It's now 6:42. It feels like midnight. I was like, I need my glasses. I need some coffee. Need to update my lippy because I done eaten. So it'll be interesting to see if, as a result of this, The RSS feed has corrected itself. It's not something that I check every day. That's why I keep it segregated from my other news feeds because, in the real world, Drake doesn't have any material impact on my life, and I don't really give a damn about anything that's going on in his world. But for the purposes of YouTube, babes, we care. And that's why we're here. Shout out to everybody who's watching. Slap the like button, like Drake keeps getting slapped with lawsuits, I guess. Sure, that sounds appropriate. Shout out to all of the members and supporters here on the Substacks, on the Patreons. Shout out to the Best Mod Squad, holding it down per as usual. You are appreciated. Guys, I'm so tired. Guys, I'm so tired. Hello, Melanie Joy 5. Melody Joy 5. I've got it in there a couple ways to make sure that it is, picking up the proper Drake. And what's crazy is I've never had that in the past since we've been here together. I've never had that. I've never had any other Drake straight up come into that um RSS feed. So for whatever that means for funsies in my head, it feels like anyway um the prominence of Drake in mainstream news media has, at least over the past couple months, started to wane a little bit. So, oh God, I have to read Italian? Okay, hold on. This lawsuit is filed by Gabrielle Galimberti, an individual who, as my understanding, is a photographer who works with one of the major designer houses. And it is against Aubrey Drake Graham, personally known as Drake, OVO Sound, an Ontario company, Republic Records, a New York company, Universal Music Group, a Netherlands corporation, and Doe's 1 through 10. It's the law firm here. Valkyrie Law Group. Trying to decide if they sound familiar or not. But I'm so tired. I know it's crazy because it's not even 7 o'clock, but y'all, I could roll over and fall asleep right now. And yes, this is a demand for jury trial. It's 13 pages. When did this, can somebody check, can a mod check, when did this song come out? I know it was very shortly before I started writing the script for the parody episode, which, if you're wondering, is a long process, but it is still in process. And then 1,000 and 10,000 other things have happened. So it's been a minute, but it's still happening. When did that song come out? I just want to start to get a timeline in my head. Shout out to everybody who's watching. Hit the like button if you'd be so kind. I appreciate you. It's good to have you here, wherever you are in the world watching. July 5. Okay, thank you. Wow. It doesn't feel like that long ago, but I guess it was. Okay. I'm starting to develop an eye twitch. I've been exhausted all day. Okay. Plaintiff Gabrielle Galimberti, an individual by and through his attorneys, and for his complaint for copyright infringement against defendants Aubrey Drake Graham, Drake, OVO Sound, Republic Records, Universal Music Group, and Doe's 1 through 10, alleges as follows. This lawsuit concerns defendants' willful, brazen, and extensive unlawful infringement of plaintiff's exclusive copyright in his photographic portrait image, the original work, contained within the project entitled The Ameriguns, the original work or the project, which was created by plaintiff Gabrielle Galimberti. Oh, thank you. I appreciate you very much. It's good to see you, beautiful. Gosh, so so accurate. It's the biscuit head. I twitch. Whew. That Galimberti's iconic and highly distinctive photography style embodied in the original work was lifted by defendants to set the scene of the music video for the song What Did I Miss? Is both an egregious violation of federal law and an affront to plaintiff, his livelihood, his legacy, and to photographers everywhere. This is so Italian. They're so fucking dramatic. I'm not trying to minimize at all, but that's very dramatic. That's very dramatic writing, and I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it. I'm just saying there's a little bit of a flair there. Okay? An egregious violation of federal law and an affront to plaintiff, his livelihood, his legacy, and to photographers everywhere. Plaintiff is an internationally renowned photographer whose work spans over 20 years. Plaintiff has produced numerous reports and articles for publications around the world, as well as books, exhibitions, and conferences. Plaintiff has been a National Geographic photographer since 2015. Plaintiff has earned multiple prestigious awards throughout his career, including the World Press Photo 2021 award in the Portrait Stories category with the Ameriguns. Oh boy. I was thinking as I started reading that last part, I hope it's not the same photo. It's the same photo. Damn it. Damn it, Drake. Rock Nation! The album cover looks like this, minus the lawsuit caption. So I don't know. But this is related to What Did I Miss? I believe. It's a curse until he dies. Until you do right by black people, everything you think about gonna crumble. The photo without Drake is a pre-existing copywritten work. That's the issue. Hey, beautiful. I like that picture. You look good. Good to see you. And yes, the very big curse of Ra. Oops. Oh gosh, you all are moving fast. Don't open the book. Don't open the book.
I'm bulletproof. I study rap battles for a living.
Okay. Plaintiff's work consists of long-term projects investigating the habits of people around the world, including but not limited to their differences and similarities, particularities, and fears. Plaintiff is recognized by his distinct photographic style he has repeated several times throughout his career that involves portraying a person and their objects all arranged in a very precise geometric layout in front of or around the subject. Plaintiff employed this particular style. Okay, so he copied the style, not photoshopped a photo. Plaintiff employed this particular style in the Ameriguns project, which consists of a series of 40 portraits taken of U.S. firearm owners posing with their guns. Without the consent of plaintiff and without his knowledge, defendants infringed upon his right by creating an entire music video scene featuring, oh, it is an unauthorized copy of the original work in the infringed video. Okay, so it is what I originally said. He took the original. Below left is the original work. Below right is a still image from the infringing video. As set forth more fully below, the scene from the infringing video intentionally copies the original work and is a blatant attempt to appropriate not only the immediately identifiable and unique look and feel of the original work, but also many of the specific copyrightable elements in the original work, including the arrangement of the weapons on the ground, the position of the subject on the right side of the frame next to a swimming pool, the portico behind the subject, the proportion between the space occupied by the composition of the weapons, the swimming pool, the portico, and the sky, the green lawn area visible on the left above the swimming pool, the shape of the roof of the house behind the subject, and the backlighting with the sun high behind the subject's left shoulder. Okay, so here we go. We're going to see them now. Okay, so they are not the same. It is a copied style, it appears. Defendant's exploitation of plaintiff's original work is particularly troubling for several reasons. The entire theme of the infringing work is premised on plaintiff's The Ameriguns project, tellingly, the infringing video was released on July 4, 2025, American Independence Day, to add further relevance to the title of plaintiff's The Ameriguns project and to imply, on information and belief, that the infringing video was made in collaboration with the Ameriguns project and or its author plaintiff. The display of the firearms in the scene in the infringing video is so clearly a copy of plaintiff's original work that even before the infringement became known to plaintiff, several social media commentators and consumers began associating the infringing video. C.J. Nolan. I know. I had a brief window of freedom. Y'all remember that? Y'all remember when I had a brief window of freedom? When I realized I could go further than a block? I could be gone for longer than an hour. Remember that? Remember that? It's over for that. It's over for that. Copyright is a little bit more complicated than that. And what this plaintiff is alleging is that it's not just a general style, that the design reflected in the style is copywritten. Oh gosh. Hello, beautiful. Good to see you. Drake being sued. For this. We just got started. We're only on page 4 of 13. Okay. All right. So the display of the firearms in the scene of the infringing video is so clearly a copy of plaintiff's original work that even before the infringement became known to plaintiff, several social media commentators and consumers began associating the infringing video. C.J. Nolan, Drake referencing the Ameriguns in What Did I Miss music video. YouTube, July 6, 2025. The Art Revival. Did Ameriguns inspire Drake official What Did I Miss? Gabriel Galimberti's Ameriguns. Another YouTube. Defendant Aubrey Drake Graham is professionally known for implying hidden meanings in his lyrics and audiovisual works meant to accompany his music. On information and belief, defendant Graham also selected to affiliate himself with plaintiff's original work for an additional reason, namely that plaintiff was publicly vilified for his role in a controversial Balenciaga advertisement involving false allegations of glorifying pedophilia. Oh. Did you catch that? I'm going to read it again. Remember, plaintiff in this case is the photographer. Drake selected to affiliate himself with the plaintiff's original work for an additional reason, namely that plaintiff was publicly vilified for his role in a controversial Balenciaga advertisement involving false allegations of glorifying pedophilia. So this is one of those photographers who took pictures of people that were underage or appeared to be underage for a major fashion house and put them in a campaign in such a way that appeared to be inappropriate and offended the senses of the public. And said fashion house apologized. We just talked about this with the fantastic Mr. Foxwell with regard to the racism that comes up in the campaigns of fashion houses. The same thing happens with the alleged or apparent over sexualization of people who appear to be children. No, that's not what he's saying. What he's saying is, in short, what this lawsuit says in short is Drake uses the images and audiovisual elements of his music to send subliminals. And the subliminal in the use of this style of photography is to connect him to the photographer, who is the same photographer who took those pictures of children for the fashion house, which brought up public outrage and allegations of glorifying pedophilia, for which the photographer was publicly vilified. So he's saying that that was the subliminal. That this great photographer was falsely accused of glorifying pedophilia because of his photography work for a major fashion house. I, Drake, was accused of. That's what he's saying. I could not agree more. Another one. So he's saying it's an intentional, like, oh, you accused the greats of either of being a PDF or glorifying it, right? That's what he's saying. Okay. Plaintiff was ultimately publicly vindicated in a defamation lawsuit abroad related to the false accusations arising from the Balenciaga advertisement. During the initial Balenciaga scandal, media articles, websites, posts, and news segments would display plaintiffs' photographs from the Americans Project alongside plaintiffs' photos from the Balenciaga ad. So when the outrage was happening around the Balenciaga ad, when it was being reported on and commentated on, not only were people showing the Balenciaga ad photos of the children, but they were showing his award-winning work, which is Ameriguns. So in the public domain, the connection was already there. And he's saying that Drake maliciously and intentionally played on that. Given Kendrick Lamar's lyrics directed as calling defendant Graham a pedophile and defendant Graham's now dismissed defamation lawsuit on information and belief, defendant Graham sought to imply that he, like plaintiff, would be publicly exonerated. Oh, this is wicked. This is wicked. Shout out to everybody who's watching. Hit the like button. This is wicked because, again, this is why we keep a timeline in our mind of when did the song come out? July. When was the case actually dismissed? October. So what plaintiff is saying is at the time Drake released the visuals that included this photo, he thought that he was going to be vindicated by the court in his defamation lawsuit, like the photographer was vindicated in court in his defamation lawsuit. Except, oh, Drake was not vindicated by the court. I think it's hilarious. I think it's hilarious and low-key genius. That is a gotcha if ever I've seen one. That is a gotcha. Oh, so you thought by invoking me that was a nod to this guy was vindicated. I'm going to be vindicated too. He sued for defamation and he won. I sued for defamation and I'm going to win too, except he didn't win. His lawsuit was dismissed. Because it's delicious. It really is. It's more it's there are flavors happening in my mouth that I didn't anticipate. Oh, that's a surprising one. Yes, I think I like that one. So, given Kendrick Lamar's lyrics directed at calling defendant Graham a pedophile and defendant Graham's now dismissed defamation lawsuit on information and belief, defendant Graham sought to imply that he, like the photographer, would be publicly exonerated. Plaintiff is a serious professional. Oh, God. Oh, I don't have my fan up here. Shit. Plaintiff is a serious professional addressing serious themes. His work hangs in galleries, museums, graces serious print literature, and his career depends upon the respect and admiration of dealers, collectors, and critics of contemporary and documentary art. By the forced and unauthorized association of his work with the infringing video, the integrity of his work and his reputation as a photographer has been damaged. Accordingly, as set forth more fully below, plaintiff seeks damages and equitable relief for direct, contributory, and vicarious copyright infringement arising from the creation and unlawful use of a substantially similar copy of his original work in violation of the United States Copyright Act. Whew. Oh. You said, "I am a serious adult." Okay? He said, "I am a serious adult." The boy, on the other hand, what I love about this is, again, even though this lawsuit was written by American lawyers, it's so Italian. This man is deeply offended, okay? He is deeply offended, and it's fascinating to me how eloquently that comes across in the writing of this complaint versus Drake's lawsuit against UMG, where it was just like, "Oh, he's sensitive," you know? Drake, a sensitive one. This man is deeply offended. Deeply offended. Whew. In Singapore. In Singapore. This this sets the bar. This sets the motherfucker. This is the comment of the night. He might as well have broken the spaghetti in half. Oh my God. That is a banger. Oh, that's a banger. Okay. Okay, excuse me. So this is party's jurisdiction and venue. He's an Italian citizen domiciled in Tuscany. Drake lives in Texas. I'm it's interesting that they're suing OVO in America. It's a it's a Canadian company, but they are arguing that OVO can be sued in the United States because of its ongoing international commerce as a result of U.S. copywritten works. Republic Records, it's not ringing a single bell with me, okay? But Republic Records is in here. UMG is in here. And then John Doe's are one or more individuals or entities who participated in, facilitated, encouraged, and or had supervisory authority over the infringement set forth herein and are therefore wholly or partially liable. This court is the subject matter expert or subject matter jurisdiction, I should say. The work was first published in 2020. Gets into some specificity as to its standing. Remember, Drake is a resident of Texas, okay? Plaintiff was interviewed several times about the Ameriguns project by U.S. news channels, including an interview with CNN following the May 24, 2022 Robb Elementary School shooting in Uvalde, Texas. Defendant Graham resides at least part of the time in Texas. As a result, he's aware of the work. On July 4, What Did I Miss? Video comes out, rapping about his public feud with Kendrick Lamar in front of a display of guns designed to be substantially similar to an image from plaintiff's The Ameriguns Project. The video is 4 minutes, 2 seconds long. 1 minute, 37 seconds is the infringed work. The video has over 19 million views. Defendant has earned significant income from the monetization. Plaintiff was alerted to the misuse of the original work in the infringing video by acquaintances who were surprised to see what they assumed to be his willing participation. Count 1, copyright infringement. They offer several instances of infringement, not just a general infringement, but it's infringed this way, it's infringed this way, it's infringed this way. Vicarious infringement. It's a willful, intentional, and purposeful disregard of the plaintiff's rights. And then same thing, they go through, these are all of the things. It's not just a general vicarious infringements. It's this, this, this. It gets into the specificity of the underlying behaviors or actions that would have had to happen for the work to come to existence and be published in the way that it was. They want a declaratory judgment of infringement. And they want an injunction against the video. Huh? Huh? Oh my God, the irony. They want an injunction against the music video. Is this happening? I would, if I hadn't pulled this off a docket my damn self, I would feel like I'm being punked right now. I would feel like somebody set this up. That's how I would feel. Somebody set this up. Y'all playing with me, and I'm sleepy. Don't play with a black woman when she's sleepy. So this was filed yesterday. And I only have one thing to say. Al dente. Titties. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I'm really proud of that one. Would have never, ever, ever thought I'd be putting those two words together for a transition, but here we are. It has happened. So he's got a lot of ops. Yeah, he's got a lot of ops. Scusi. I'm so tired. Oh, man.
I study rap battles for a living.
My karma's straight. That's the salute I imagine he gives. My karma's straight. So there are a couple things that to me present as a little bit wonky about this lawsuit, but the hell do I know? We'll learn together through the process. I gotta sit back in my chair. Fuck all this. I can't sit forward. I can't sit up anymore. Yeah, I guess so. I mean, let me turn on my notifications on the docket for this before I forget. While I gather my thoughts and figure out, what words to actually say. Get alerts? Yeah, I need alerts. Thanks. Yeah, while I gather words to say, let me stop sharing screen so I don't accidentally flash sensitive information. Um Jesus Christ, I guess we just add it to the stack of things that we're gonna be following is getting sued again. I'm thinking. I don't really have a strong opinion about this lawsuit one way or another. I think that are parts of it that are narratively hysterically funny. Um, oh, thank you, beautiful. I appreciate you. I really like that picture of you. I can't remember if I said that yesterday or not, but the lighting is mwah, chef's kiss. Well, well, well. Yeah, basically. Harpo, who this woman? Harpo, who this woman? Harpo, who this woman? Bueller. Anybody know? Yeah, okay. It was a rhetorical question. How long ago was that? Oh, right. 15 days ago. Okay, cool, cool. Right. Just checking. So, anyway, does anybody need anything from the store? Yeah, I don't think things are gonna get any better for Drake. Um, I would also imagine that, um, I have some theories about Iceman. That's actually where I've been putting my thought lately, with regard to Drake is not lawsuits. I've been thinking about what happened, um, to Iceman, and I have several theories, okay? One of them has to do with the potential that some of his rollout was rogue and unapproved by the label and was a intentional push play on his part to try and make sure that the album moved at a certain time. That's one for funsies theory in my head. We can talk about it more later at another time. The other one has to do with quality control, right? Um, UMG paying attention to the reception of things that were strategically leaked online by Drake's camp, not a bunch of hackers, okay, or people who found a hard drive in a bathroom somewhere, but Drake's camp in their coordinated dumb little campaign. Um, Whether UMG approved that campaign or not, they took the data that became available to them, which was reaction and response, and said, "Oh, the quality of this isn't that good." Another so, get back into the kitchen. Get back on that holstro. Put your heels back on. You're not done. Get back. That's a possibility. The other possibility for quality control is making sure that in everything that Drake has put on this album, he isn't infringing on anybody else's work, because he hasn't been forcefully sued for that yet, even though there have been really strong allegations. Okay, that's the word I have to use. Really strong allegations of infringement in the past. We haven't seen a docket. But after Not Like Us, if he blatantly infringes on another artist's work, that artist will be able to find the firm that will sue the shit out of Drake. And that becomes a UMG headache. So that's what I've actually been thinking about when it comes to Drake. I really did not. Even though I said this boy gonna get sued a lot, even though I said it again, even though I said it, every time something gets filed, I'm like, I don't even know what to say. I don't even know what to say to this. I don't believe the leaks were not intentional. I don't believe that at all. Because if there had been a hack or something like that, that's criminal, and UMG wouldn't let that slide. They would not let that slide. That's a criminal matter. So they would not let that slide. The fact that 3 songs were leaked, that if you go back and look at it, it's marketing. Now, I don't believe that it's marketing that UMG had anything to do with. I think it's artist-motivated marketing. So, who the hell knows? But anyway, yeah, he's getting sued again. And he's gonna continue to get sued. And we'll just continue to look at each case one by one and evaluate them on their merits as they come, you know? This man is deeply offended. It's funny how elitist Drake is. How high off of himself that he is, right? And thinking all the rest of us, meaning our peasants, compared to him. And now here comes an Italian. With the biggest "How dare you stand next to me, ever, ever, ever. You are not good enough to stand next to me." I've been wanting to sue Drake since he filed that damn defamation lawsuit. I was looking back at all of the lives that we had about that UMG lawsuit, and one of them was an After Dark where I was where the title was like, "Let's all sue Drake." Class action against Drake. Why? You suck. I mean, there's nothing he can do about that, right? When you're being sued, the legal fees are the legal fees. Downsizing isn't going to help. You, at least temporarily, you're gonna have to actually expand and get bigger. You've got your initial core legal team, you've had to add to it because now you've got an appellate team because you're appealing. You're being sued for a bunch of things. You've gotta have lawyers that specialize in all of those areas in the various jurisdictions where you're being sued, and now you got this. I do believe it is a cursed object. I really do, and I mean cursed in the best way possible. I do believe that it is a powerful object, and whoever wields it, depending on who they are, that's the power that results from it. I don't care what the biscuit heads say. I said what I said. Imma let the ring have that power. Why not? Shit. So, I don't know, chap, what do you think? I'm really at a loss. I really don't know what else to say. I'm just like, okay. He's been sued again, and it's gonna continue to happen for one reason or another. I expect more gambling related lawsuits for sure. Um, if the stake lawsuit gets to a point, even though he's not a named, I mean, if the Spotify lawsuit gets to a point where it's certified as a class, even though he's not a named party, um, I believe there will be more lawsuits around that from consumers, from investors. How the Spotify board could do it if they wanted to. A bunch of different groups of people or individuals could sue. But I think one of the things that I was most anticipating is, does he get sued by another musical artist for copyright infringement for something that comes out on Iceman? That's kind of the next thing that I was waiting for because he hasn't released a original album ever. So, again, for me, that's just like bound to happen eventually, whether it's justified or not. Hello, beautiful. I mean, there's too many variables that I don't have any information about. I don't know that boy's wallet, but I've said for a while that I believe that Drake is cash poor. And it's ironic to me to see Ja Rule say, Drake don't need no advice. You see how big his jet is? He didn't pay for that. You have no point. I mean, it depends on the jurisdiction, I believe. But um this is a copyright infringement, but it's very clear that the photographer in question feels defamed. He's so fucking offended by being associated with Drake in any way, shape, or form. Period. Could some of that be racism? It sure could. Is all of it Italian elitism? Abso-fucking-lutely it is. Abso-fucking-lutely it is. So in that sense, this lawsuit doesn't surprise me in the least. But I'm also not mad at dude for saying, "No, fuck that. This is mine. This is clearly copied out of my work. I can point to where our public paths cross, not personally, but publicly in terms of our work, how it's presented the timing of things, location, so on and so forth. So and I did not realize that there were YouTubers out there saying, "This looks like that," but just like defamation, just because there are people who say, "This looks like that," doesn't mean that that affirms or translates a work into an infringement. So, we'll just have to see what happens. I didn't pay no attention whatsoever to any of this. Not that I'd never even seen this before this lawsuit. I had not seen this. If I did, I don't remember because remember, I don't listen to Drake's music. When he releases new music, I go and I read the lyrics, which is already torturous enough. So I hadn't even seen this until the lawsuit popped up. It's good to see you. Oh, well, that's not the same thing. Yeah. I've also made it clear to this channel, which you clearly didn't know because you haven't watched those lives or those videos, or you wouldn't have posted that comment, that when something comes up on the appeals docket that I think is relevant, I'll bring it to them on my schedule. I'm not going to be breaking my neck for the appeals docket. We had lengthy discussion about it. And that's why tonight we're focused on Drake is being sued. Okay? Dun dun. Yeah, it's I don't know, y'all. What do you think he's going to be sued for next? Let's go ahead and just, let's set some predictions. I'm plumb out, and I got to say I've had a pretty successful streak. I'm going to turn it over to the chat. Chat, what do you think Drake is going to be sued for next? Mm, mm, mm. And okay, that's funny, but I'm for real. I'm for real, for real. What do you all think he's going to get sued for next? Child support, more gambling shenanigans, maybe this, theft of some kind, songwriting, the women and the children. I'm sorry. I'm a little delirious, okay? I'm a little delirious. I know it's only 7:42, but in this body, it's 1:00 in the morning. It's 1:00 in the morning, child. Oh, I don't think that's how. If there are NDAs, I don't think that's how they were arranged. I know that there are people who think, um and I'm not saying this is you. I'm just saying your comment brings this to mind for me. I know that there are people that think that Drake has some NDAs with women whose NDAs expire when their children turn 18. I don't think, again, if there are any NDAs between Drake and women that have had children by him, that's not how they're structured. That's not how they're structured. So, yeah. Those are more like lifetime, you take it to your grave NDAs. Breach of contract. Yes, Jay Nolan is in it just as a citation. Nothing crazy. Songwriting, copyright, or a non-payment of some kind. Yeah. You know what? I was I was just thinking of this. I was just thinking of this. Top 5 gonna out him in the middle of something criminal. I thought about that as well. Yeah. That's a good one. That's a good one. It would be in Canada. And I think they threw all manner of money at that man. There's so many different insurance. There's probably at least 2 different insurance, um, protections that probably would have paid out to the security guard. This would honestly be delicious. This would be delicious. I'd be slapping myself awake on screen like, "Y'all? Woo, boy, we got one today." I would be slapping myself awake. Oh my god. I might have to have somebody rush me some Instacart me some smelling salts or something, baby. We up, we in it, we going, we going. Yeah, and gonna have substantial additional fuck ups in his life for as long as he's alive, which I will be shocked if that young man lives to a ripe old age of 40, let alone 60. So yeah, I could see somebody on Canada, somebody in Canada flipping on him in some kind of way or trying to extort him in some kind of way or just accusing him of something and suing his ass. Yeah, that would be so crazy. That would be so crazy. That could be one as well. That could be one as well. For real, for real. Well, I I guess we're all gonna go back to our evenings now, okay? Yeah, I really don't have anything else to say. I know that many of you are gonna be replay gang and getting this notification probably as this live is ending or right after it ends. And, shout out to the replay gang. Make sure you leave a comment, like the video, share it, hype it, do all the things. And we'll see what comes tomorrow, I guess. Good Lord, there could be a Friday. Fridays can be really interesting docket dump days in general. So I'll be keeping my eyes peeled. Again, shout out to the looters for making sure that I saw this one when I did. And yeah, I'm gonna just process this for a little bit. I don't know for how long. I don't know if I'm gonna think too deeply about it, but I will leave it some room to see if I come up with any, like, you know, potentially helpful thoughts to put together in a video or discuss in a subsequent future live. But I'm just like, whew, coming or going one way or another. He's definitely getting pelted from all sides right now. And yeah, boy, if this is your karma being straight, I'd hate to see what it looks like when it's fucked up. I know. I'm like, let me refresh my email, make sure I don't have any docket updates. So I swear to God, if I get one. There was one night where I came here like 15 minutes after I had ended a live. That might have been yesterday, but again, I'm loopy. I'm tired. Okay, everything looks clear. I'ma go. You gon' go. Let's all just pray for peace and quiet, okay, for the rest of the evening. No more docket drama, and we'll reconvene at a future date to discuss in more detail, okay, when we've all had some time with this, because good Lord, what does it mean? What does it mean? I don't know. I don't know. But I do know that it was good to spend some time with you. And thank you for popping up to spend some time with me. Have a wonderful night, and I will see you soon. Peace. As you can see, the coffee did nothing for me. I'm about to go lay my black ass down. I'll see y'all soon. Love you. Peace.